Haha, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello again, everyone. This is Jan from New York City, and my channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. Hey, how's everybody doing today? Welcome to Recipes Tuesday. This is a brand new show, and we just started last week, and we have contributions from wonderful viewers who have amazing recipes, and once a week I'd love to share a couple with you. And last week we had a few there it goes, and this is called Wacky Cake Recipe, and when I get right back we'll talk about it. Doesn't that look really good? Amazing. Be right back. Thank you, Sharon Jackson, for your contribution of this and other recipes to follow as well. This is called the Wacky Cake Recipe, but it doesn't look so wacky. It looks amazing. And basically, you're going to need, got a pen? I will list the ingredients again in the description box below, just to mention. Wacky Cake Recipe, you're going to need 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 3 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa, or other options, which I'll mention later, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of white vinegar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 5 tablespoons of vegetable oil, and 1 cup of water. You're going to preheat the oven to 350. You're going to use an 8x8 pan. And what you're going to do is you're going to make 3 depressions or wells into the mix. Going to throw that mix inside of your 8x8. So make 3 wells, and what you're going to do is put vinegar in one of the wells, one of the depressions, vanilla in the other, and vegetable oil in the third. Then you're going to pour the water over that. You're going to mix this until it's well mixed. And then you're going to, let me get this right. Okay, and then you're going to bake this for 35 minutes. And then you're going to top it with your favorite frosting or glaze. And guess what? You have the option to not use unsweetened cocoa. This pictured here is using orange zest, okay? So as pictured, you can use the zest of an orange or a lemon. And you can use juice to substitute for the 1 cup of water. Does that not look good? By the way, if you wish to double it, to make it into a 13x9, just simply double the ingredients. That looks so worthy. It looks like visiting worthy. You know, like when you go visiting someone, what a nice pictured cake to take along. And at this time of the year, you know, it's spring, and you know, the option of either the cocoa version or the lemony / or orangey version. That looks really good, Sharon. Am I surprised? No, I am not surprised. You've been amazingly contributing. And please, anyone viewing this, if you have a recipe and a photo that you may want to share with us, please do so. I air this show once a week on a Tuesday, and I really love learning about other people's recipes. We would be amazed. And these are all cost effective. These are not recipes that are like, you know, like mind-boggling money-wise. And also, they look complicated when you look at the picture, but it's really not complicated, I believe, anyway. And I love the idea of Sharon mentioning that if you want to do a 13x9, all you have to do is double the ingredients. There you go. So we're going to indicate the recipe in the description box below later on. Just give me a few minutes to hook all that up, and then it'll all come together. And I'll be right back in a minute. Hey, thanks so much for sticking around. I really do appreciate your time. And here we go with yet another recipe from Sharon Jackson. Sharon, thank you so much for your contributions. Look at this. This is called candied orange peel, okay? And you know what I love about this recipe? It utilizes the basic stuff that many of us have in our homes. For example, it requires orange peel, and it requires sugar and water, and that's pretty much, believe it or not, it. But there is a method to this, and that looks so good. I would just love to reach my hand into that thing and grab some. I mean, candied orange peel. You know, it sort of reminds me of a Depression era type of recipe. Does that sound about right to anybody out there? Let me know. Anyway, here goes the recipe. Okay, basically you're going to save the peels in a bag or a jar for 2 to 3 days until you're ready to use them, okay? You're going to take a sharp knife and you're going to clean away all of that white membrane behind the orange colored part of the peel. And then you're just going to basically lay the peel flat and use the knife to do that. You cut it into strips. Then you add to water, enough to cover about 2 inches above the peel. And then you're going to bring to a boil. And then you're going to cover and reduce the heat. And then you're going to let it simmer for 30 minutes and drain. Then you're actually going to repeat that process again a second time. You're going to drain off any water that's left. You're going to set this aside. Now bring the following to a boil and stirring until the sugar is dissolved. So you're going to bring to a boil 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of water. You're going to add the orange peel. You're going to reduce the heat and simmer for 45 minutes. Drain this off and roll this into sugar. You're going to spread this out on a tray before drying. This really, it just looks so good and it looks so easy, and you don't have to have a ton of money to make. To me, this type of a recipe, it hits all notes and truly looks good. Oh, going to come back and talk about this recipe for meatball parmesan. Has a familiar look to it, and I'll tell you why. Hey, thank you so much for sticking around. If that picture looks familiar to you, it looks strikingly like the one I made. And actually, Sharon made my day by contacting me to say that she just happened to get in a mood to want to make my meatball parmigiana. And the picture that I have in my video, which was a little while ago with the instructions to do it, and it's so easy. This is what I love, and cost effective, of course. And I have to say it is kid friendly. It's actually anybody friendly who enjoys a good quality meatball parmesan recipe. So I'm going to link up my video to the description box below. And I want to thank you, Sharon. They say, copying is the utmost form of flattery. You didn't copy it, you just did the recipe, which was my intended purpose, to share the recipe. And I am just so glad that you did. And you told me you loved it, which makes it even better. And the beauty part of this recipe is, guess what? That you can make them and you can freeze whatever you have left over for the future. Meatball parmigiana does freeze very, very well. This is the kind of thing that you can make ahead when you have free time for those busy days and nights where you just want to yank something down from your freezer and put it straight into your oven. I have had many days or nights like that where I'm just not in the mood of slicing, dicing, chopping, or anything else for that matter, and just take the tired way out and just pop that thing in the oven until it is heated up. But I'm definitely going to include in the description box below. Sharon Jackson, I want to thank you so much for your contributions. I'm glad you're not going to be a stranger and you plan to contribute some more. I thank you for that. And I'm inviting anyone else who has a fantastic recipe that happens to be cost effective. That's really, really good, because that is something every single one of us appreciate, especially during these challenging of times. And in the meantime, this has been Jan from New York City. Thank you so much for viewing. I really do appreciate your time. And a note back to Money Mom, Dawn, Sensible Living with Money Mom. Thank you for the humbling shout out to my channel. I cannot tell you how much it means to me. It really, really does. And I have to say, even if I never see 1,000 subs, I've just met so many wonderful people, and namely, one of those people happened to be you by knowing your channel and then just getting to know you as time goes by. Thank you ever so much. Thank you so much, everybody. Come back tomorrow for another show. Have a great day.